The top two teams in the AL East start their series tonight in the Bronx, so let's talk Yankees, Orioles, storylines with Ryan Garcia. You guys know him from the Fireside Yankees podcast, backed by popular demand. What's up, Ryan? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. I mean, this is an incredible series for baseball. I think this is the two best teams in baseball facing off against each other, so should be a ton of fun baseball.
Yeah, the Orioles are 1.5 games back from the Yankees in the AL East. But before we even start breaking down the series and get your thoughts on the actual series, the biggest storyline I feel like is Gerrit Cole returning to the mound for the first time this season, and that's going to be Wednesday on Game 2 of the series. The Orioles are the second best team in the division. Like you said, one of the best teams in MLB. So is this the squad you want Cole pitching against in his season debut, and what would you consider a good outing?
Yeah, I mean, I want great players to play against great teams. I'm not afraid of Gerrit Cole potentially having a little bit of a harder challenge. He's the best pitcher in baseball, in my opinion, and in his minor league outings, he looked good. So the velocity was down a little bit, which is normal, but the movement was actually really good. His fastball had a little more carry. And as for what would be a good start, I think 5 innings, 6 innings, somewhere in that range, 0 to 2 earned runs would be like a really good start. I'll tolerate 3 earned runs depending on how the offense does. But all that matters to me is that Gerrit Cole pitches, he looks healthy, his stuff looks good, and that he feels good after the outing.
Would you have him on a pitch count, or if he's looking good, would you let him play it out through a whole game?
Yeah, I think a pitch count just makes sense. I understand this is a big series, but I'm looking big picture. This team is most likely going to go to the postseason. I need to make sure that my best pitcher is ready for October.
All right, another storyline. They're going to be without Anthony Rizzo for about 4 to 6 weeks. You think they're going to miss or even struggle without Rizzo, or they just keep the train rolling? And what kind of expectations do you think Yankees fans are putting on Ben Rice, who's going to be replacing Rizzo?
Yeah, so I know Rizzo was struggling at the plate, 289 OBP, 341 slugging percentage, and the defense wasn't as good as it was in years past, but he is still a big part of that clubhouse, and I do think there is some leadership qualities he brings that definitely impact that clubhouse and that locker room. But in the case of Ben Rice, I think the Yankees are going to be getting maybe a little better offensively here. He has a really good power tool. He barreled over 20% of his batted balls last year, and this year's in the 90th percentile in damage rate. He doesn't strike out a lot. He only strike out 20% of the time. He walks a ton. His walk rate is up 5% from last year. And the big thing for a left-handed hitter is the ability to pull the ball in the air at Yankee Stadium. He ranked in the 79th percentile in pulled fly balls. The profile just makes so much sense for Yankee Stadium. He's left-handed. There's big pop. There's a lot of play discipline. Expect him to work counts. And while the defense is a little spotty at first base, I do expect the bat to play at the major league level.
Do you think Yankees fans are going to give him time to get adjusted to the show, or does he have to come in and ball right away?
I think there's no such thing as a guaranteed prospect. There's nobody who's going to be guaranteed success. I think fans should have, expectations that he'll struggle. I think breaking balls could be a big problem for him. But I mean, it's the Yankee fan base. Sometimes they're a little loud and overreactionary. I get it. I'm a Yankee fan myself. I just think that he might need a little time to adjust, but I don't know. The bat's just so good. I have high hopes for him.
All right, let's break down the series. Who has to show up and shine, and which team has, I guess, the most pressure to win this series?
Yeah, so I would say it's Gleyber Torres. He started to pick it up a little bit before that Boston series. He had 266 with a 477 slugging percentage in 30 games before that series. But then he went 0 for 11, and obviously that big at-bat up 3-0 and doesn't get even a ball in play with the bases loaded and nobody out. The Yankees don't end up scoring. He needs to pick up momentum on this series. I think Nestor could use a big start as well. Nestor's kind of been scuffling a little bit as of late. And for the most pressure to win this series, I'm going to pick the Yankees because they're 1-3 against Baltimore this year. Small sample size, but picking up the series win here at home helps you get back on track after a series loss in Fenway. They're only 8-10 against the division. Does that matter with the expanded schedule? Not as much, but it's still important to beat the teams in your division. And again, this is a chance to pad their division lead here. They could go to maybe 2 or 3 games up in the AL East.
We got some big-time baseball going down in the Bronx. Shout out your platform. Tell the people they can find you.
Yeah, you guys can find me at Ryan Garcia ESM on Twitter. And, of course, check out Fireside Yankees for more Yankees content. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Thanks for hopping on with us.